What makes you cross? Do you have things that make you really mad to the point of saying, somebody needs to do something? Sometimes it can be injustice, or perhaps an irritating neighbour who cuts the grass at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Sometimes it can be something that is as obvious to you as the nose on your face, but someone still needs to question it. My name is Ian Currey, and this is Thinking Out Loud. Come on, let me tell you what I think. What are you doing here? We all have things that irritate us, don't we? I mean, things that just get to you. What are some of the things that you struggle with? Have you ever thought about why? I mean, the root cause of your frustration. What is it? Cause and effect things can make some people cross. I always think about Willy Wonka when he says, "Stop, don't, come back," as Mike TV jumps in front of the Wonka Vision camera. We know what's going to happen. We've already tried to tell whoever it is not to do it, and still they do it. Oh, and if you've never seen the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, well, now you're going to have to. Those things are frustrating for me. Maybe because I've made similar mistakes in the past, or perhaps because I've seen others go down the same road. I want to prevent the mistake happening again, but just can't. Instead, like Willy Wonka, I have to watch as the inevitable happens, just like I knew it would, and then deal with the consequences for whoever it was this time going through the same old problem. Oh, those of us who are parents know exactly what I'm talking about here. If you continue doing that, this will happen. No, you can't spend that much or do those things and still save up for that special thing. Or my least favorite, if you want to know what your future looks like, take a look at who you're spending your time with today. Sadly, with all too many of these things, the words, "I told you so," are so very applicable, aren't they? Far from gloating over being right again, I get frustrated that whoever it is this time has to go through the consequences of the decisions they've made. This sounds all very gloomy, doesn't it? But what makes me the maddest of all? What one thing is so annoying that it sends me into a tailspin? My number one thing, the thing I get the most annoyed about, is lack of integrity. When someone says they'll do something and doesn't. They may fully intend to follow through, they may even have made plans to do so, but somehow they've overpromised and underdelivered again. Growing up, this was a huge deal to me. I remember several specific incidents that still irritate me all these years later. The problem is that once someone lets you down in that way, they say they will do something, but for whatever reason, just don't. It is so hard to ever trust them again, isn't it? In relationships especially, when a partner says, "I'll always," or "I'll never," those always and never words are so important, aren't they? After a lifetime of trying very hard to do the right thing first time, every time, I long ago realized that just because you do the right thing does not always mean the outcome will be lovely and bright. Sometimes it really does look like the wicked really do prosper. The trick for me is not to do the right thing for the rewards or benefits doing the right thing may or may not bring. No. The reason I try to always do the right thing is because it is the right thing to do. If we say we want to live in a way that has integrity and say we want to follow the way Jesus taught us to do things, then unfortunately, sometimes not only do others take advantage of our gullibility and quaintness, but we may very well be last in line more often than we'd like. Doing the right thing has a price tag. When trying to define faithful, the word steadfast keeps popping up. Steadfast. Is that it? I mean, there are some rather negative connotations of that word too. Stubborn, inflexible, rigid, and so on. That's not exactly what I have in mind when thinking about being faithful and steadfast, though. When I think of being steadfast, faithful, or dependable, I think of a long ago friend who would take me with him to work sometimes. His name was Tom. Tom drove a van around the countryside, picking up laundry for hotels and factories and so on. Well, and rich people who didn't want to do their own washing. One of the places we stopped was at a signal box to get the laundry from the signalman. And from there we had to make sure no trains were crumbing. We'd cross over the line and then climb up into the box where the signalman would work. I loved it. I'd ask 100 questions while Tom would have a cup of tea with the signalman and his dog. Tom was one of those faithful, dependable people. If he said, "I'll pick you up at 7 o'clock, he'd be there on the dot of 7. If Tom said, "I'll bring lunch for you," even if he forgot, I would have a sandwich, even if it was the only one Tom had with him. Those long summer holidays or cold winter weekends were so much fun. The van only had one seat, so I had to sit on the laundry hampers until the sacks of dirty linen were loaded. Then I would pick up those sacks and lay on top of them, looking out of the van as we sped along the country lanes. Having people around us that know the difference between right and wrong, who have seen life and are willing to share their experiences with us, is so important, isn't it? Success in life can be defined so many ways, but if I get to the end of my life and it can be summed up by that one word, faithful, I think I'll be happy enough. Character really does matter in the end, doesn't it? To have lied and cheated our way through life, lording it over others and selfishly focusing on what we can get out of life, is an awful way to live. Ooh. Certainly, listening to others, especially to God, is important. But of course, it's vitally important that we surround ourselves with the right kind of people. Are you focused on running with people that are leading you down a dark path? Or are you actively making friends with people that you can say with certainty have integrity? As I so often watch people heading in a direction that seems to be going to end in disaster, I wish my life would be enough of an example to prevent some of that from happening. Am I part of the solution for their lives? Or am I part of the problem? In the end, nobody's perfect, of course. That's why relying on God to set the example for us to follow is important. After all, He never has let us down. When you're really struggling, God is the one to look to. The Lord always keeps His promises. He is gracious in all He does. The Lord helps the fallen and lifts those bent beneath their loads. The Lord is righteous in everything He does. He is filled with kindness. The Lord is close to all who call on him. Yes, to all who call on him in truth. What a lovely psalm David has written here, isn't it? Really though, David might be being a bit thick. The Lord always keeps his promises. Seriously? I mean, he's God, right? Of course he does. And the Lord is righteous in everything he does. I wonder if David's having a moment here. Is he realizing that hanging out with people that are trying to kill him or lead him into places he doesn't need to be leave very few who are truly faithful? As we set our path for the future, who are you listening to? Who are you hanging around with? Do you really want to end up like them? Or do you know deep down that walking with Jesus is truly the only way to go? I hope so. Until next time, goodbye.